The Galactic Federation had always been a place of strength, dominance, and technological superiority. For centuries, the various species within the Federation had fought wars, built empires, and spread their influence across the galaxy. Among these species, the Zorathians were considered the most formidable. Known for their military prowess, physical strength, and advanced technology, they had never encountered a challenge they couldn't overcome. So, when the Federation decided to assess Earth, a small, relatively primitive planet on the outskirts of the galaxy, the Zorathians saw it as a trivial task. General Thraxus, a veteran of countless battles, was assigned to lead the mission. He was a towering figure, his body encased in the finest Zorathian armor, and his eyes gleaming with the confidence of someone who had never known defeat. To him, this mission was a mere formality, a chance to expand the Zorathian Empire with minimal effort. As their ship, the Invictus, approached Earth, Thraxus gathered his elite team in the command center. The Zorathians around him were the best of the best. Warriors, scientists, and strategists who had proven themselves time and time again. They were eager, almost bored, by the prospect of evaluating such a backward planet. "Listen up," Thraxus began, his voice echoing through the chamber. "Earth is a primitive world, far behind us in terms of technology and military capability. Our mission is simple: assess their potential, determine their worth, and decide if they should be assimilated into the Zorathian Empire. Do not let your guard down, but do not expect much resistance. These humans are weak, and this mission should be completed swiftly." The crew nodded in agreement, their faces showing a mix of anticipation and disinterest. They had faced far greater challenges than this. The Invictus entered Earth's atmosphere, gliding smoothly over the planet's surface. Below them, they saw vast cities, sprawling forests, and endless oceans. It was a beautiful planet, but to the Zorathians, it looked insignificant, just another world to be conquered. They chose a remote landing site, far from any major human settlement, to begin their assessment. The ship touched down in a dense forest, and the Zorathians disembarked, their advanced armor glinting in the sunlight. They began their survey, scanning the area with their sophisticated equipment. Almost immediately, they noticed something was off. The air felt dense. The ground seemed to pull them down with unusual force. General Thraxus felt it too, a heaviness in his limbs, a strain in his movements. He shrugged it off at first, attributing it to the planet's unfamiliar atmosphere. But as they ventured further, the feeling intensified. Every step became more difficult, every breath a little harder to take. Thraxus frowned, trying to shake off the discomfort. This wasn't supposed to happen. They were the Zorathians, the strongest species in the galaxy. How could a mere planet make them feel so weak? One of his officers, a seasoned warrior named Krell, approached him, his face showing signs of strain. "General, something is wrong. This planet's gravity, it's stronger than we anticipated. Our bodies aren't used to this kind of force." Thraxus gritted his teeth. "We've dealt with harsh environments before. We'll adapt, continue the mission." But adapting was easier said than done. As they continued their survey, the Zorathians found themselves struggling with even the simplest tasks. Their advanced armor, designed to be lightweight and efficient, felt like a burden. Their movements were slow, their reflexes dulled. Even General Thraxus, who prided himself on his strength, found himself fighting against the invisible force that seemed determined to bring him to his knees. Despite their discomfort, the Zorathians pressed on. They encountered a group of human soldiers during a routine training exercise. The humans were startled by the sudden appearance of the alien visitors, but quickly recovered, assuming they were some kind of dignitaries or advanced trainers. The Zorathians watched as the human soldiers went through their drills, running, jumping, and lifting heavy weights with apparent ease. Thraxus couldn't help but feel a pang of envy. Here he was, a seasoned warrior struggling to stay upright, while these humans moved with the fluidity and grace of beings unburdened by the planet's crushing gravity. "They're stronger than they look," Krell muttered under his breath. Thraxus didn't respond, but he couldn't deny the truth. These humans, whom they had considered weak and primitive, were proving to be anything but. They had adapted to this harsh environment, built their lives around it, and thrived in ways the Zorathians hadn't anticipated. The mission continued, but the Zorathians' confidence was shaken. They struggled with every step, every movement. The gravity of Earth, a force they had underestimated, was testing them in ways they hadn't expected. Thraxus's pride was wounded, but he refused to let it show. He ordered his team to complete their survey and prepare for departure. But the final blow to their arrogance came during their last day on Earth. They were observing a group of human astronauts preparing for a space mission. The Zorathians watched in silence as the humans suited up, carrying heavy equipment and moving with a purpose that belied the planet's oppressive gravity. Thraxus felt a knot tighten in his chest as he watched the rocket launch into the sky, leaving Earth's gravity behind. These humans, whom they had dismissed as weaklings, were not only surviving in this environment, but were also mastering it. They had conquered the very force that had brought the Zorathians to their knees. As the Invictus lifted off from Earth, heading back into space, Thraxus was lost in thought. The mission had been a success in the sense that they had gathered the data they needed, but it had also been a failure in ways that were hard to quantify. The Zorathians had come to Earth expecting an easy conquest, but they had left with a newfound respect for the humans. Back on their home planet, Thraxus reported to the Federation, recommending that Earth be left alone for the time being. "These humans are not to be underestimated," he warned. "They possess a strength we did not foresee. Their potential is far greater than we imagined. We must watch them closely, for they may one day be our equals, or even our betters." The story of the Zorathians' mission to Earth spread quickly through the Federation, becoming a tale of caution and humility. The Zorathians, once so confident in their superiority, had been humbled by a planet they had considered beneath them. And while the humans continued their lives, unaware of the impact they had made on their alien visitors, the rest of the galaxy began to take notice. The Zorathians never forgot their experience on Earth. It served as a reminder that strength was not always measured by technology or physical prowess, but by the ability to adapt, to endure, and to thrive in the face of adversity. Earth, once seen as a backwater planet, was now viewed with a mix of respect and caution. As for the humans, they continued to push the boundaries of their potential, exploring the stars and expanding their knowledge. They had no idea that their simple daily lives had left such a profound impression on one of the galaxy's most powerful species. But in time, they would learn. And when they did, they would be ready. In the end, the Zorathians learned that it wasn't just Earth's gravity that was powerful. It was the spirit of the humans who lived there. And that spirit, more than anything else, was what made them truly formidable.